Last week I looked down at the top of my journal, which was open to ABCs of thankfulness, and thought, ooh, maybe we need something for a meditation for Thanksgiving. So I checked with Jen, and sure enough, we're on. So I got to thinking about when I made this. This is my journal, and I look back, it was in the summer of 2018 when we went through the book Too Busy Not to Pray. And I had a lot of journaling things, even some prayers and stuff. Fortunately, I had some dates that helped me figure that out. And I remembered one of the things that we talked about was the ACTS steps for prayer. A is adoration, C is confession, T is thanksgiving, and S is supplication. Well, as most of us know, we like to go to S first, but hey, there are other things we need to get in our prayers, and I like to do ABCs. If I can't sleep at night, I'll do ABCs of different kinds of food, different kinds of animals, something like that. It's better than counting sheep. But this was ABCs of thankfulness, which I think came out of that book study that we did. And so I thought I'd share it with you today. But last week, we found this article from Dayspring, 7 Days of Preparing Our Hearts for Thanksgiving. I was totally impressed with the questions that they ask us to ask. It starts out with who, and I thought, I hope there's a lot of who's in my list. Who in your life are you thankful for? What is a memory that brings you joy? How have you seen God answer your prayers this year? When do you feel joy? Where can you see God's hand in your life? Why did Jesus come for us? Very, very good questions for us to think about as we prepare our hearts for Thanksgiving. So I took a look at my list and said, ooh, are there some who's in there? This is a pretty simplistic list. Apparently it was hot when I started it because my A is air conditioning. Which I thought, oh, how fickle am I being here? But hey, these are things that we'd be thankful for. I didn't have air conditioning to live with until in the early 90s when we moved to our house where we are now. Before that, I didn't ever live with air conditioning, so I'm very thankful for it. Some of these have multiple items because, they just come and you kind of have a hard time saying which one will I choose. So B has bananas, bread, and birds. There's a who. C, carrots and cats. Of course, I like my cats. D, again, I get fickle. Dishwasher. Didn't have one of those till I moved to this house either and remodeled the kitchen. Daylilies and another who, Don. Of course, I've got to get my hubby in there. E, electricity. Oh, how we are thankful when we get it back when it's been off. And more important than that, Easter. F is for flowers and food. I'm a foodie. G, here's a good who, God. H, health. I, income. Both things that God gives us. And J comes from God too. Joy and Jesus. Another who. K, well, my kitchen. I couldn't think of anything else with K. Unless I spelled cats with K. L, love. M, meals. And here's some more who. Neighbors. Oh, don't we appreciate our neighbors when they help us out? And nature. That leads to O, which was outdoors. I like the out of doors. P, plants. Play. Prayer. Q, quiet times. R, recreation. And more importantly, the resurrection. S, sleep. How valuable that is when we find a night when we can't do it. T, trees. And my special U is unity with Christ and with Christian sisters and brothers. I think that one's really, really special. V, I had to think a while on that. Vitality. W, watermelons. I told you I'm a foodie. X, what comes with X? X-rays. Well, they've been around a long time, but they do help us. Modern technology in the medical area is really, really important to us. Y, it's more people, young people. Z, well, what do you think of with Z? First thing came to my mind was a zebra, of course. But then, better than that, zestful living. So, I think I challenged everybody in that book study that we did to do an ABCs of thankfulness. And if you didn't, try it. If you did, try and update it or finish it. It's helpful for us to really think of lots of things, variety of things to be thankful for. And the who, the what, the how, the when, the where, and the whys are important too. That gets us thinking more deeply, more of spiritual things as well as my sometimes fickle things I wrote down here. So, have a happy Thanksgiving.